Hello and welcome to today's video. This nice early July Sunday I will create the final Helsinki internal bus line. There will be loads and loads of more bus lines to create. We've only just gotten started, but this one will be the final one entirely staying on the grounds of the capital city of Helsinki. The rest of the lines, they will either enter Espoo, Vantaa or the other neighboring municipalities. And they are a different story. But today, the final line, which is line 36, which is a minibus line, meaning that it will once again make senseless turns and twists and endless stops at places which haven't been created yet. We will start this line from its other terminus, and the other terminus is the S-Market at Konala. So yes, this line really starts from the parking place of a grocery store. Isn't that wonderful? I will just have to check what this stop is named in Swedish. Once my browser allows me to do it. Here we go. So, shit. Yes, there we are. It's S-Market Konala. I wonder what the authorities would have to say about the fact that one of the local supermarkets has a bus stop and the others don't. Let's not tell them anything. Shall we? And then it will turn right at the end of the crossing. This is actually very familiar S-Market to me because I have a car which I use very rarely, and because I live in the city center, I don't have it parked here. But there is a nice small street pretty close to this supermarket where you can get pretty easily from my home and where the car can be parked freely and in peace. And there is a petrol station at the S-Market of Konala, and that is where I often refill my car. After this, the line stops at Hankasuontie, but I will not create the line just yet, because it pretty shortly turns right and stops at a place called Vitsasti, and then let's see what that is in Swedish. Hankvägen. Okay, Hank. Oops. That's it. And we will get to Hankvägen from the big street over here. And then let's just see. Just like that. The following stop is Riukukuja Järselgrändin. And that one is obviously... Wait a second, where am I? Oh yes, over here. It's over here. And this place is the start of a loop here, and the line will loop there, running both ways. And in addition to looping there, it will actually just do that turn, and then it will go on. Oh no. Come on. I don't want crossing tracks. I want nice normal crossing. There we go. And now I think it's safe to build these blueprints and then create the line. And it was line number 36. Alright. So another minibus line it shall be. Sorry about that. Like I said, we start from the S-Market in Konala, and then go on to Hankasontie, and then take turn there, and then let's see where we'll head after this small little detour. Oh no. We are most definitely not going to return to the main road, at least not for a long time, because we're next going to go all the way through here, and I think yes, over here, where there is a shopping center. I would like to see that shopping center though. So that's quite a start for the line. After Sorakuja, we will then stop at Konalantie and Riihipellontie and wait. Okay, something strange is once again happening here. So that's Konalantie and that's Riihipellontie. And okay. Well, this will make it interesting. So it will then join the normal network, but just for a second. Or not a second, maybe a minute. Before it once again takes its own turns and stops at a stop called Konalantie Konalavegen. Then after that we have a stop called Riihipellontie Riiokkarsvägen, which we also have over there, making it once again fairly interesting. The following stop is called Käärtipolku Gärdestigen. And there we go, another nice little loop achieved over here. And then let's go on to the following. No, please don't do that. Then let's move on to the following. Why? Come on. Oops. So, yeah. Let's build this stretch of track and then let's create the line a bit forward. And once again, this is just the beginning. This will be an exhausting line to build and create. And after that, let's see what happens next then. Okay. It will take another turn right after it returns from here and stop at Tähkätie, Axvägen, but not this Tähkätie Axvägen. It will stop at Axvägen over here. And then it will stop at Konalan puisto, Konalaparken, which is over here. And after Konalan puisto, the line will stop at Vuorikummuntie, which obviously is by that field over there. Yes, that's Berikullavägen. And after this strange turn of events, we will then turn to the left and stop at a stop called Vähentuvantie, but unfortunately I will have to create even this stop because, well, I placed this stop according to the because usually the stops are located kind of on both sides of crossings, so it's always after the crossing from where you're approaching it. And when I decided to create it kind of this side first, I then created this little issue that the stop is actually in the wrong place concerning this line. So now we're once again back on the track and in the real road network, or the kind of road network already built. I've actually already spent $1 million on constructing this line and I am nowhere. So, stopping at Tähkätie, at Konalanpuisto, at Vuori, whatever that was, and then in here. Then let's see what the following turn is. It stops at Kokkokallio and at Jännetie, even at Pitäjänmäen asema and Atomitie. So now we're actually reaching a long distance in the main network, if you can say so. And then Meijeritie, Marttila, Vaakatie. It's starting to look like an ordinary bus line right now. Then at Lassila. Okay, so now I see where we've come with this. After Lassila, it stops at Näyttelijäntie and then at Laulukuja. And then we actually need to add a little twist to this because okay, come on, you're almost there. Yes, thank you. We need to add this twist to it because it will continue from Laulukuja to Pelimannitie. And then after Pelimannitie, it stops at Kaustisentie. It wasn't actually that bad. We have one stop here. It is the local healthcare center. There we go. And then the line takes a trip through there, and then it will stop at, let me see, Viulutie, Planeettikuja, Kanneltalo, Trumpettitie, Soittajan kuja. Then it will take another turn. What? Yes. So it will first stop at Soittajan polku, Musikantstigen, which is located over here. Okay, thank you. And then the other stop was called Urkupillin tie Orjapipsvägen. And here it is. So, then we'll come back from this nice little loop of ours and turn. I don't want to cross tracks, thank you. Sorry about that. I want a nice normal crossing. Thank you. Let's build those blueprints and then let's see where we'll head to next. The answer is Kanneltie 8, Vanhaistentie 4, Vanhaistentie 11. Then we have a stop called Kannelkoti, Kantelehemmet, which is over here. Let's just move these signals a bit, and I already know you know what's coming up next. It's this kind of turn of events, so Yes, another interesting crossing created, and Jesus Christ, I've spent 1.2 million on this line, which will probably never produce 1.2 billion in its life. But, well, such is life when you are trying to be as accurate as possible. There we go, build blueprints, another 100,000 wasted over there. So, stopping at Kannelkoti, and then, let's see, Runonlaulajan tie. Oh, please don't make another. Come on. This is a completely impossible line. It stops at Runonlaulajan tie, and then at Keriharju. Then it stops at Perhekunnan tie, most likely. That's right. After Perhekunnan tie comes Juoksuhaudan tie. Well. Wait, what? Oh, it's another interesting. I just don't understand the route right now. Okay, so that's where it will go then. But, oh yes, of course. I was looking at completely wrong things. Sorry about that. The following stop is here, and it's called Maljatie Skolvägen. Oops, it's a double one. As you can see, the issue is always to find the right order of stops when the bus lines do these little loops here and there. So, the following stop really is called Maljatie Skolvägen, as I could have, well, guessed. Oops. And after Maljatie Skolvägen, the stop is Vakkatie. That's probably Vakkvägen. Yes, that's correct. another long run for the line over here. Then we will loop the track in the end. There we go. Of course, there will also be signals in the loop. And that's it. Let's build another blueprint. Let's bring in the line. And then let's see where it turns from here. After this little loop, which luckily was its last, we will then turn back to the oops, no such crossings, thank you. And there we go. I think we'll have to move these signals a bit backwards, at least that one. And I don't think actually new signals need to be added, because then we can go back to line and stop once again at Perhekunnan tie. And then wait a second, what happens now? So Perhekunnan tie was there, and then we will stop at Juoksuhaudan tie, which is over. Wait, Löpgravsvägen, yes, that's over here. So there we go, another nice little twist and turn over there. And after Juoksuhaudan tie, we will then stop at Vannetie, Tunnpansvägen, which comes right around here. Am I right? I am pretty much right. Following stop is Ladonlukon polku Ladulostien, and it's located right over here. And our following stop will be at, let's see, Turvapolku Värnstien. Okay, that's reasonable. Sorry, a little spelling error in the name. That's better. Then we stop at Kasemattikuja. I actually wonder what the fuck this is. Kasemattikuja, Kasematgrenden. That's what it is. This name makes absolutely no sense to me. But there we go. And then the following stop is at Maununnevantie, and of course that's Magnus Sjösvein. That stop already exists, but it once again is on the wrong side of the crossing, so we will just have to recreate it, or sort of give it a better location. And there we go, and there we go. Then we will go back to the ordinary track or ordinary roads, and then we will connect this stop with the strangely named Kasemattikuja stop, and then we'll obviously have to build this stretch of track or road, as you put it. And there we go, and then let's find the line and run it through this loop. There we go. And so, the following stop is at Kaarelankuja, which is over here, and the final stop is... How do you run this crossing? Oh, so it actually goes as a double track. I see. It's over here. By the way, the eye is small. So, this is the terminus of the line, and then I will just have to figure out how we will get back to the S market. it, and I will create it as a it becomes quite a boulevard, really. Nobody in their right mind could have imagined that I would actually need a double track for this one. But yet, here we are. And then I will just have to kind of arm this. Whoa. So, apart from the final loop at the end of the line, it's all done. That's it. Loop done. Let's finish this line, which has probably around 70 stops or something like that already by now. Only 52, which actually brings the total up to 100. Whoa. Probably one of the most intense lines. Created so far. There we go. We finished it. Now let's see how often the line actually runs. I think it was something like every 2 hours. That's a great interval for this line. I still believe I will need two buses for it. The bus was the right word, thank you. Yes, I will need two. But that's okay, that's pretty standard for these asshole lines. So there. Line ready, video ready, a lot of money wasted, and after completing the internal traffic in Helsinki, I will next start with the 100 numbered lines, which run from Helsinki to Espoo, or only in Espoo, because after the Western Metro was built, most of the direct bus lines to Helsinki were axed. But that's the business of tomorrow. I am finally done with these minibus lines of Helsinki, and it is time to say bye.